Pretty lifestyles.
Hi guys, welcome back to Pretty Lifestyles blog. It's your favorite girl, Deli, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 things you need to consider before talking. Okay, I want to talk about this because sometimes when I go outside and hear some people talk, I'm like, really? But then I don't get all too surprised because I'm in Nigeria. People talk anyhow. I've literally seen passengers get slapped by the driver and the driver gets slapped by passengers. Very lawless. But then they deserve it. When you talk anyhow, you get a penalty for talking anyhow. A lot of people really talk without even running the thread through the middle. People do not even see the reasons why they need to consider these things before talking, which is a major problem. But these are 2 reasons why you need to consider these 5 things before talking. Number 1 is when the word comes out, you can't take it back. And number 2 is that word can put you in trouble. The things you need to consider are summed up into one word, or better still, an acronym, which is THINK. Think. It's as simple as that. Why do people think before talking? Like, seriously, all you need to do is just think. Many have lost their jobs and close relationships just because they did not think before talking. And when I say think, what are we thinking about? These are the 5 things you need to think about before talking. And number 1 is T. Is it true? Is it timely? Talking about truth. A lot of people just talk and talk for talking's sake. Whether it is true or not, they do not care. You find them spreading all sorts of false news, all in the name of making conversation. No, dear, you're not making conversation. You are a big fat liar. Well, it is very important to always ask yourself if what you're saying is true, because misinformation can hurt others and it will make people start looking at you like someone who is untrustworthy. And people who do this a lot without even considering if what they're saying is true are the kind of people who say one thing today and tomorrow they are saying another thing. Their words hardly ever concur with each other. Anyways, after considering if it's true, the next thing you should talk about, the next thing you should consider is it timely? Some things could be true. It doesn't mean it's timely. Well, yes, some things can be true, but it does not necessarily mean that that's the right time to pass such information. And being able to say the right things at the right time actually requires you to pay strong attention to verbal and physical cues of people. This point is very important, especially in relationships. It's not just enough to say things because they are true. You have to make sure you are saying that thing at the right time. The next letter in the word think is H, which stands for helpful. Now stop for a minute and ask yourself, are your words helpful? Just because something is true doesn't mean it will be, by definition, helpful for that person to know that information. A lot of us talk and we do not even try to consider if what we're saying is actually helpful to the next person. Helpful here includes helping someone feel better, helping them gain clarity, helping them take action, or helping them reach a decision, etc. It will come in any form, but then are your words actually helpful in any form at all? That is one thing to consider. The next letter in the word think is I, which stands for inspiring. Okay, I'm not necessarily saying that every single word that comes out from your mouth must be inspiring, so to say, or motivating, but then are they demotivating? That is the major question. And being inspiring doesn't have to come from making big promises or big statements. You just have to speak from your heart and everything would fall in place. Are your words inspiring? Next letter in the word think is N, which stands for necessary. Meaning, are your words necessary? Do they really need to be said? Because useless chatter can be annoying and language that actively hurts others can be wholly unnecessary. So you have to stop for a moment and always think if that thing you're saying needs to be said. Mind you, what is necessary can be subjective. For me, it says, is it something the person needs to hear, or is it going to add value to them, or is it going to further the conversation in a good way? If not, probably not necessary. But it doesn't mean you should be boring or I don't know how to hold a decent conversation, all in the name of it's probably not necessary. No, I ain't saying that. Anyways, letter in the word think is K, which stands for kind. Are your words kind? Because we live in a digital world where everyone is so quick to make knee-jerk reactions and criticize than appreciate. Everybody's forming Mina's bitch, savage queen, blunt motherfucker, and all of that language, please. So right now, being kind is actually more important than ever. Are your words kind? Take for example, Chadwick Boseman, for example, who died of cancer and lost drastic weight. I mean, there were a lot of mean-ass comments in his comment box because of his weight. And guess what? He had to die for people to realize their mistake. Really? It was not nice at all. You have to strive to be kind, be it online, offline, wherever you are. Always try to consider if what you're saying is kind. Also, being kind does not necessarily have to do with what we say alone. Oftentimes, it has more to do with how we say it. I mean, a lot of times, the mannerism people use in talking even pisses me off more than what they are saying. Like, no jokes. I keep saying it. I will learn to view others with compassion rather than judgment or defensiveness. It would naturally come through in the way we communicate with them. So guys, that is basically it. 2 great techniques you can use for learning how to think before speaking is to find your internal pause button, like learn to hold back a little, run thread through the middle, then talk. And you make use of the think acronym that we just spoke of. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I hope you've subscribed. Please subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you liked it. If you have any comments, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video.